what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. Welcome back to my channel, Yimbo Reviews Everything. And this is my newly rebranded Sunday night podcast where we talk about life and toys. I'm officially calling this Yimbo Reviews Everything. The Yimbo Buys Everything is now going to be blended into my new show organization. I just wanted to shout out Cody, TooMuchNewToys, and Jay, TMNT 1987 for when I reached out for Instagram for help on just making this show better. I really appreciated some of their insights and feedback, as well as New York Rebel Photography. And yeah, like we're going to have a whole new structure. It is very exciting. So I don't want to take up any more time. I know. Thank you guys for all being here tonight. Now, I do have a very special guest. So let me just shout out. So there's Sully, Not a Bird, Not a Plane. Retro Rooster, what's going on, man? Sequential Plastics in the house. What's up, Zach? There's my man, Jay. Thank you so much. Wyatt's here. Thank you, Copper State Bricks. And yes, I was being a little fashionably late. Cal the Collector here. What's going on, dude? And let's see. 88 Figs in the house. Again, check him out with his awesome Toy Tube guide. And I'm sorry I'm flying through everybody because like I said, I'm very amped up for our guest tonight. There's Cody. What's going on, man? Toy Addict 17. How you doing, brother? Oh, Phantom Toyography. Thank you. And Samurai Chris. And Championship Collector. Oh, this is going to be so cool. Oh, Diggs Figs, winner of the top 10 from last week. And no chewing. Woo! All right. So my very special guest tonight on, and like I said, here we go with the first part of this. Yimbo Interviews Everyone is Zach Oat from Diamond Select. So here we go. Mr. Oat, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on, man.
Oh, well, this is fantastic. It was a pleasure getting to meet you way back when in October at New York Comic Con. And, you know, just it's been a pleasure getting to work with your products and just getting to, I don't know, see you on Friends streams. I know you've been on Toy Talk. I just mentioned on Instagram before that you made an appearance on Mr. Allen's Wonderful World of Toys. Who, again, somebody I'm not personally, I've seen some of his stuff, but haven't had any interactions myself. But that was a lot of fun. So, you know, just getting to enjoy you talking about toys, and now you get to do it with me here tonight. So this is so awesome.
Yeah, this is great. Mr. Allen is crazy. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
he's Italian, obviously, but so it's a big, it's a very much a big cultural, not clash, but
right.
exchange of cultural information with him.
Yeah, no, but it was great. like I said, I was smiling throughout the whole thing. So I have, like I told you, and people who have been watching me for a while know that I like to have my questions organized. I did as much research as I could in the time allotted to me in my life to get some little background information. So I know you've done this before. So for anybody new to the stream, you know, or who's here who hasn't heard you talk before, I wanted to do your quick origin story, and I wanted to call it the Spidey, like, let's do this one more time. So we can keep it as, you know, it could be like the Spidey narration, so it doesn't have to be your full-blown backstory, but, you know, right to kick things off, like, was the toy industry, and I know you, I do know you started with some magazine stuff, but and I'm going to ask you about that too, but like, was the toy industry, was that your first career path, or was it in the magazine space?
I kind of fell into it. I think magazines was more where I was going to be. I was interested in publishing. You know, I helped out my dad in his newspaper when I was in high school. You know, I took a lot of writing classes in college. I thought, you know, writing was something I could do, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do when I got out of college. So I fell into a family friend owned a little toy company, and I had done a little bit of collecting in college, and then Toy Fair came along, and I was there doing copy editing, you know, just editing and making sure everything was spelled right. And that sort of led to this. You know, I got to know the Diamond Select guys, and I've been here for, this was my first, you know, industry job, and I've been here for 12 years. So
12 years, okay.
So I've fallen into a lot of good luck in my career path. Just different things that I just sort of went for it and managed to land them somehow by fooling everybody.
No, you know, all right. So it's funny that you say that, because I listen to a lot of, like what I consider to be successful people in life. Like just sometimes it's like light lunchtime inspiration things that like I'll be listening to motivational videos and, again, like actors or whoever else, just like people in the, like I said, in the industry. And it's always like a combination, like Seth Rogen was the latest one that like comes to mind, where he's just like, it's hard work. Like it took me hard work to get here, but also a lot of luck. And he's like, if people don't acknowledge the luck, like there's always that piece to it. So, but you can't also dismiss the hard work that I'm sure that you put into everything to get where you are now. So,
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having that sort of faith in me that there was hard work involved.
oh, I'm sure there was. Come on, man.
Every job I've taken, I've given, I give 110%. So, I mean, I hope for that every boss I've had is, I got a positive review from me. But, I've been lucky to have jobs that I really enjoy doing. So I'm happy to give that 110% because I'm enjoying it so much. Whether it's working late nights, taking pictures of Toy Fair magazine, or going to multiple nighttime screenings when I was doing movie reviews for Television Without Pity, putting in a lot of extra hours there. And, at DST, I do a lot of, nighttime interviews like this. And, we go to a lot of shows, and I try to put in a lot of extra legwork. So there is some hard work involved, but a lot of luck.
Well, that was the other thing I know, and I know this was easy background because you had them both in your Instagram bio, but the fact that you had I was going to ask you about Toy Fair, so again, copy editing, so that was very interesting, because that's also something that, like, as I'm an English teacher as well as like mass media, and that's been like the second half of my career teaching, middle school students, so introductory stuff to video editing and photography.
Okay.
But, like, again, primarily ELA teacher. That's what I graduated, from college, going into teaching as an ELA teacher. So, like I'm at that point in my life where, like I love teaching. But I've also been interested in maybe, like looking at, what else is out there in the world. Copyediting was a thing that I started looking into, but like this was again like a couple years ago when I just started doing toy stuff early, and I was like, well, what else could I pivot to? Because like same like you, like I've always enjoyed writing. And like, are you somebody that has like the novel that they either have written or always wanted to write? Do you have one of those still?
I've got kind of a short attention span, so I don't know if I could do a novel, but I certainly have plenty of ideas for novels and graphic novels and stuff like that. And it's I've never tried to actually sit down and write one. A couple times I've tried to sit down and draw one because I was an art major in college.
Oh, okay.
But again, short attention span. I don't have the dedication to put like days and days and days and days and days into drawing something. I also don't have the artistic level. I can do some stuff, but to draw comic level artwork is a little bit beyond my ability.
Well, I feel you on like that idea of like I can sketch, but what takes probably like an actual, and again, this is because of hours and hours of practice that they've put in, but like at a Comic-Con, going to ask somebody for a sketch of Spidey and they can just bang out something within 30 seconds or 5 minutes, it might take me 6 hours. So like I can get there, but like I haven't sunk in that time and studying and all sorts of stuff. So I hear what you're saying, but you know what, if you have the ideas, there's so many people out there now that you can even, I don't know, hit Fiverr up or something, right? Somebody could sketch out some ideas for you.
Yeah, no, hey, if I can find someone, I think that doing a graphic novel, I don't want to call it easier, but I think I would be more able to tackle a graphic novel script than a full novel. So I'd love to someday, hammer something out and see if I could find an artist and make it happen. But I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old.
Hey, I turned 41 last month now, and that's why I'm always gonna push people to be like, hey, go give it the shot. Like life's too short. We gotta go. If you have I'm sure you have the ideas. You have the creativity and the work ethic. So I'm gonna always push you, Zach. All right. So
Thank you.
I would love to see that happen one day. And anybody in the chat, if you know anybody that would be willing to help bring Zach's ideas to life, let us know. Reach out. I know we have some talented artists in here too. So anyway, so there we go. So that was that was very interesting with the Toy Fair stuff. So Television Without Pity, I wasn't familiar with this until I did, like just some Googling on it. Like I was into, what was the name of the there was one movie website I read all the time. Well, there was AV Club, but then there was also the guy with the red hair, Harry. What was Harry's website? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Harry Knowles?
Yes.
It was
What was that, right? I'm kicking myself now. It's been so many years.
Ain't It Cool? He wasn't Ain't It Cool.
Ain't It Cool? I think that's what Ain't It Cool? Okay. So I was like, visiting those sites all the time. Was that, or is that in the same vein? Like, did I just miss your website at that time?
Yeah, it had a real cult following. It wasn't, mainstream by any things, but it was owned by Bravo, part of NBC Universal. So I worked at 30 Rock every day, which was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was a mix of movie and TV. They did a lot of TV recaps where they would just I edited, where it was just people describing what happened in an episode with their own commentary mixed in.
Sure, right.
Very witty writers, writing about stuff. They knew the show inside and out, and they made a lot of pop culture references, and it was a lot of fun editing. But I did a lot of movie stuff. I wrote humorous pieces about different movies and did a lot of reviews.
Nice.
Luckily, there were a lot of great superhero movies coming out at the time. Green Lantern, and well, I say great, but like a lot of big superhero movies coming out. Green Lantern, Iron Man, all the Iron Mans, all the Captain Americas. So I got to review those. I saw Thor: Dark World before it was finished. I saw the special effects weren't all in yet. So I had to do a review for that. Awesome. It was a lot of late nights. And I don't live in New York City, and that's where all the screenings were. So I was coming out of the city every night. I get home like 10, 11 at night, 12 at night. And it was just a lot of stress. So when the job came along with Diamond Select Toys, I jumped at the chance because I knew all of them from the Toy Fair days. And I hadn't been in the industry for a little while, but I missed it,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Because you know what? Again, Zach, I feel like we have very similar interests. Like as somebody who loved reading all of those write-ups, and I still will. Like I just finished Succession and then went to Up Rocks and was reading all of the, again, sarcastic, witty write-ups. Did you catch that show, by the way? Or are you a Succession fan?
No, I hear so many great things about it, but I'm really sort of a hardcore nerd in that shows about everyday subjects like business and the mafia and policemen. I don't really get into, so like if it's an action movie, action comedy, or like anything superhero or geeky or cyborgs or whatever, I'll watch it.
Well, trust me, that's like 95% of what I watch. But Succession is good if you like. It's so funny because it's so out of the ordinary for like what I normally try to consume is, typically, like more upbeat stuff, and it's just a show about terrible people being terrible. But I guess it's, it held my interest for this, I think the 3 seasons, but it was good. It was good. So how going to the Toy Fair and television? So how do you think those experiences prepared you for what you're doing now for the last 12 years?
Well, writing is actually the number one thing I do for Diamond. I write all the packaging copy, unless there's a official bio that we need to use. I write all the catalog copy. I write press releases. I write blog posts. Not every single blog post, but a lot of them. Okay. And writing for the internet was something that at Toy Fair, we didn't really do a ton of it. We got sort of a rudimentary website up, and we had rudimentary message boards. But it took me getting to, and obviously that's where I got all my toy knowledge of old toy lines and new toy lines. But and history of different pop culture subjects, because we covered like cartoons and all sorts of things. So I learned a lot about different shows and movies and things like that. But at Television Without Pity, I learned how to write for the internet and how to write blog posts and how to write not necessarily press releases, but short copy, digestible copy. And yeah, we had a message board that I didn't really go on very much there either. But
Right.
I really kicked in when I got to Diamond, going on message boards and chatting
Mhm.
about stuff. I'm MS Word on a lot of sites. Well, on just Foosh actually, but I'm
Okay.
DST Zach on everywhere else.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the message board. There's just so many different things on the internet to stay on top of these days. Like I always feel bad that like I had started like a Discord server of like, oh god, once like I coached track at my middle school, and like once that started taking up my after school time, even though it might be an hour and a half, but all of a sudden it's like, where is the time just to stay on top of Instagram? Was just like finding this stuff to do. So I get it. So yeah, one day I will crack into those message boards one day. All right. So thank you for again. This is so great that you're on with me. I'm getting such a kick out of this. So thank you very much. So all right. So what goes into your position? I know you kind of mentioned some of this stuff with like the press releases and things. So what else I guess goes into as marketing supervisor? So for a company like Diamond, Gentle Giant, like so it's you were saying press releases, the write-ups for some stuff, but what else goes into your world on a day-to-day? I'm just so interested about it.
I'm the main guy who talks to press,
Mhm,
and I work, so a lot of the guys aren't really comfortable on camera, but
mhm,
I try to get the product managers and the artists and the to talk and be in the more in the public sphere.
mhm,
But for the most part, I'm the one who talks to reporters and bloggers and reviewers, and I send a lot of samples out to people who are working, who have good followings on Instagram and YouTube and
mhm,
all that. Um, I do a lot of outreach to celebs and influencers,
mhm,
to make sure to see if they're willing to give our stuff a look, and
mhm.
then I work with the licensors. So I work with Lucas
Okay.
and Disney and Warner Brothers or Netflix or whoever about making sure they're able to promote our stuff in the grand scheme of their publicity
Sure.
events.
Mhm,
Um, and yeah, I used to take a lot of pictures for the social media, but we actually have a
mhm,
team that handles social media now, so I don't really put my fingers in that right now in terms of all those
mhm.
posts. We have somebody who writes all those
Okay.
um, and schedules them and works on advertising, web advertising. I work on a lot of print advertising,
Okay.
Toy Collector, Star Wars Insider, Pop Insider,
Mhm,
and then yeah, it's a lot of consumer outreach
mhm.
that I do, but also working with the companies to a certain extent.
Okay. How is it working with those companies? Like, is it fairly like I guess they're hiring good people, like especially when you think of Lucas and you think of all of Marvel and all that. I'm assuming they have their team set up that are specifically meant to do this. So, is it on the easier end dealing with like these licensors that you work with?
For the most part, yeah, my press releases get approved, pretty quickly.
Mhm,
Uh, we've got a lot of great experience working with companies for publicity events. Like we're doing some stuff with our Indiana Jones at an event down in Disney World, and then we're
ooh,
going to do another event out in LA with our products on display. So we've been working with them on that.
mhm,
Um, they're always willing to include us in roundups for Mandalorian stuff.
mhm,
We're going to do some promotions with, we've done promotions with AEW in the past. They're really
mhm.
great to work with. We're going to be doing some stuff with Netflix, hopefully at San Diego.
Oh,
And yeah, every company has the way they want things to be presented. But for the
sure.
most part, everybody's great to work with. It's just that as long as you give them the time they need to review it and make sure everything is a okay.
Right.
Um, they're generally pretty cool. So
Okay.
we
So
we try
no
to hit
last
them
minute.
plenty of leeway. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, like hour before emails, like, hey, can you check this out?
yeah.
So with Netflix, I'm assuming that's going to be the Cobra Kai stuff, right? Is there any, or what else am I missing there with the Netflix deal?
Um, I don't know if I can really talk about that
Oh,
one.
no. Okay, fair. No.
I don't know if we have anything Cobra Kai planned for San Diego.
Okay.
But we're gonna hopefully we're gonna do some stuff with AEW.
Okay.
Netflix. I think we're not allowed to talk about that one yet,
That's
but
fair.
should
No,
be
no
should be
worries. I'm
pretty
not
cool.
pushing.
Yeah, no, it's I think it's something new. So
Okay.
hopefully people will I expect it to be really big and everybody's gonna get behind it. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're working with Lucasfilm on doing some exclusive stuff there. So
Mhm.
you know, we've got the time is ticking on San Diego. We got about 6 weeks left, and
Oh man.
fingers crossed everything goes according to plan.
Yeah. Are you gonna be there? Are you gonna go
Yeah,
out? Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
we do
Okay.
3 shows a year: San Diego, New
Mhm.
York Comic Con, and New York Toy Fair, which is not for the
Okay.
public, but
Sure.
that's a big show for us. It used to be in February, but now it's going to be right before New York Comic Con in September.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's going to be a busy couple of weeks for me
Yeah.
here, but it should be
Well,
fun.
I will definitely see you at Comic-Con again. That'll be
All
for sure. I'll be seeing you there. I've heard about the toy fair, but all right, so that's just like more of an inside industry people going to that one.
Yeah, but you know, press, a lot of press. That's who I deal with mainly there. I see a
Okay.
lot of press over the course of the day at New York Toy Fair. So
Okay.
you know, a lot of bloggers, a lot of you know, internet personalities.
So I'll
You
do what
know,
I can then. I have to do some research.
yeah, you know, if you're interested in
Mhm.
getting in on that, you should definitely look into getting a press badge because
Okay.
you know, they have their own, you know, standards of who qualifies,
Sure.
but I'm sure that you're probably
Uh,
getting a lot more views than most of the people who attend. So
oh, all right. Well,
yeah,
that'd be cool. I'll definitely look into that because a friend of mine works with Wowie Toys, and
okay,
she had told me months ago that like, hey, that was the first I had heard of it. She's like, you know, if you really want to get into the business, which I mean, that's going to be my final question for you. So I don't want to jump ahead, but like that was her thing was to like, yeah, see if you can get to New York Toy Fair and start networking. And so yeah, all right, this is all good. I appreciate this, Zach. See, now you're pushing me, so now I'll make sure
yeah.
I do my research. There we go. um, all right. So what is Oh man, I wanted to ask about the indie stuff. Well, I have the tab set up because I wanted to go through the diamonds. I have the website up. I also have the Instagram, so I'm gonna bring that stuff up in a second. I just wanted to hit. Let's see, just check out anything else. Well, I guess actually in terms of the career stuff and just your background and again would be any advice for somebody like I said, either somebody like me who's at this stage where it would be making like a career change, or then even what advice for someone just graduating college or you know starting out on their own now and wanting, so like I'm assuming it might be two different versions of advice, or maybe it's similar, I don't know. So what do you think? What would you tell someone either like me or like 20 years younger?
Um, I mean, it depending on what sort of aspect of toys you want to work on. I
Mhm,
mean, there are great toy design programs at
mhm.
various universities. If you're looking for you know if you're at the school age and are interested
Sure.
in going farther with it,
Mhm.
like you know FIT, the Fashion Institute in New York.
Okay.
I think there's one at Rhode Island School of Design.
Oh,
I know
wow,
there's
okay.
one. I forget where it is out in California, but there's a lot of different schools that offer toy design programs. So that's one aspect.
Okay.
Marketing. I don't have a marketing degree, but
Mhm.
I'm sure it would certainly help 100% if you were looking to get into marketing for one of the bigger companies.
Sure.
You know, to get in an introductory level.
Mhm.
Um, but you know, as far as someone who you know is like yourself, who has
Mhm.
you know skills and is looking
Mhm.
to apply them to the industry, I mean, you know, there's a lot of companies that are, you know, not Mattel, not Hasbro,
Sure. Right, right.
that are you know looking for people who can do publicity and do writing and do you know public facing stuff, so that might be somewhere to start, you know, one of the
Yeah.
smaller companies, you know, and I guess in that you would look at you know look at regionally at you know what sort of things are in the general area and look at companies that that you are personally interested in,
Sure.
and see, because if you have the experience with those companies, and and you know a
Mhm.
lot about their product, that's certainly a
That helps.
a positive note, check in the positive column.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. Well, I appreciate that, and again, I hope that helps out anybody. Like I said, that's half my age that might be listening along, because like for me, it was my whole career path was I came from a family of teachers, so it was pretty much laid out for me. And I remember I even took a couple of years being undeclared, and my parents finally were like, listen, like, and I wanted to go into like mass communications, and they're like, that's all well and good, but you'd make a great teacher, and we don't know anybody in that world. So like we know education people. So that kind of steered my life path. But like I said, like it's, hey, life is short. So that's where I always go to. Life is short, and you gotta, I do love teaching, but I also really love toys. So it's just like I said, seeing what else is out there. But yeah, so I appreciate that advice, and I hope people do too. I wanted to thank the chat. You guys are bumping right now, and I know I like to give my attention to my guests, so I will catch up later on with some. I'm gonna have you guys post some questions in a second too for Zach. So where would you like to go first? Do you want to play my little trivia game, or do you want to go into promotional stuff with Diamonds, like what's coming out, what's pre-ordered, things like of that nature?
We can do trivia, unless you think the chat is chomping at the bit to see some toys, because we could definitely do that.
Well, we're going to see. Well, we will see toys, so there's no worry there. No worries there. So here we go. So this is my goofy little setup here. So this is going to be Yimbo quizzes everyone. There's my CM Punk stand-in for myself. Again, speaking of AEW, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to be playing that game, by the way? That's coming out. I think it's like June 24th, maybe. Are you a gamer at all?
No, I'm not. I'm not much of a gamer at all. I have two systems. I got a Nintendo Wii and I've got a PlayStation 2.
Okay, fair. All right, so that kind of there you go.
I'm a retro gamer. Retro gamer.
I like it. All right. Yeah, I do have a Switch and a PS5, but ever since toys, the last couple of years, that's kind of taken up all of my time, which I love. That's what I'm saying. Like so I haven't been big into the video games, but that new AEW game looks really good, so I might want to play it. But anyway, so here's my little trivia game for you. It's nothing crazy, Zach. Like I said, I'm not trying to trick you, but I thought this would be a little fun thing to ask you some questions about these particular toys. So I did. It's a little silhouette game. So do you happen to recognize this figure?
Absolutely, 100%. I love that figure.
So
it's the Silver Centurion Iron Man Marvel Select. I grew up reading the Bob Layton Iron Man, so I was big fan of the Silver Centurion armor.
Yeah. Oh man, it is. This figure in particular is really special. I love that backpack with the flight. Like I guess what they call it, flight wings that extend out.
Yeah, I don't know what the name for those is. Flight stabilizers. I don't know, but
yeah, maybe that's
a
a better term
cool added effect for the figure, which came with a lot of special stuff already.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, like, what is it? The Omni Blast, I think, is from the chest, right? The two different. Oh my god, like because there's the Palm Blast, then there's the fist version. I love this figure. 3 different head sculpts, as we know. Like, I mean, I've gone through this on the stream before, but it is gorgeous. And to me, and I know that there's another one coming out from a different company, but like this is my Silver Centurion. Like I don't know, really feel the need to get any more of these. So is there anything, so you're really just like going back to our Instagram chat. So again, everybody, just so you know, I like to preview Instagram, or preview the YouTube show over on Instagram. And Zach had joined me, and I wanted to. Oh, where I'm losing my train of thought now. Oh no, the DuckTales. So I'd asked you about like how much input you end up having into what gets developed and what gets made. But if you want to tell people here, so really, it's you're just the mouthpiece and thumbs and fingers of getting the information out in terms of instead of the development side, right?
Yeah. This particular figure was, I think, wholly the brainchild of our product manager Robert Yee, who's a big fan of Iron Man.
Okay.
But when I suggested Titanium Man based on some old polls that had been done on, I think on the Fwoosh, Titanium Man ranked pretty high, and there hadn't been a good Titanium Man from any of the companies. So, so I certainly pitched that one when we were looking for something to follow up Iron Man, and so that's where
Oh, nice.
that's where Titanium Man came from, and that sort of led to some other figures we're going to be doing down the road. But you know, the recent Captain America that we debuted, Robert and I talked a lot about that and what we wanted to do with it.
Okay.
So that was one where I pitched it as something that we should do a new version of Captain America, because we haven't really done a classic Captain America since the Disney exclusive, which had it was kind of a John Cassaday inspired figure, but we're gonna the new Captain America is gonna be really cool, and hopefully people dig it once we show everything that it comes with, and you know, a final version where all the articulation is correct and all the proportions are correct and the head is on nice and tight, and because when you're working with a resin prototype, it doesn't always look exactly the way it's going to look in PVC.
And also a shield without holes in it, right?
Yes, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, that was an interesting. And this we're going to touch on just the fact that you are a fan of toys in general, and yeah, like that was something on your Instagram that you just posted recently. It was so true. It was like I still haven't opened that figure because the holes in the shield bother me. I don't have a fallback like comic cap shield yet. So yeah, interesting design choice. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for that cap that's coming out. So I apologize for making these up. So you do have a level of input into what ends up getting produced. I apologize for jumping the gun on that one.
No. It's very little. But Marvel Select is one where, you know, they rely on me being sort of the fan interacting person on the message boards and stuff to see, you know, what sort of figures are being asked for, you know, what sort of figures are not out there. You know, Robert has his own eyes on everything to see, you know, what's coming out and what hasn't been done. But yeah, you know, in terms of like what people are asking for, you know, in a long running line, like if it's a new line that's just starting out, you know, the president has his own sense of what sort of characters should be done, and if it's a new license, then the licensor has their own ideas about which characters would make good figures, and also which ones would get the most play in the new show or movie. But for something where we've done 200 figures, you know, over the course of 20 years, you know, you start looking for ideas from the fan base to say, well, what after they've collected all these figures, what do they want to see next? And that's where I sort of come in. But really, Marvel Select is sort of the exception to the rule for the most part.
Okay, very cool. So here we go. That was my first one, and now we have. I guess I kind of spoiled this one already, but would you know this one?
Oh yeah, that's the Venom, the Venom with the Madness backpack on. It's a great figure. Another great figure we did, and one we've reissued a bunch of times because it's just it's a constant sellout. It's just a really good looking figure.
It is stunning. Again, like look at that tongue. like it's so good. Like the detail that you can capture as a toy photographer with this sculpt work is absolutely tremendous. Even on all of the little heads there too.
Yeah,
it's just they're so gnarly. The teeth, and I like that. Oh, I have it here, but the Eddie head sculpt with it peeling back is just, it's like what I like the old chef kiss. Like it's just wonderful.
Yeah, we did a similar peeling back face on our gallery diorama of Venom, which is a really nice piece as well.
Yeah. So again, I can't wait to go show off the diamond page in a second. But here we go. So you're 2 for 2. Like I said, I wasn't here to get you. I wasn't trying to get you on any of these. So it's sticking in the same vein, the same. I don't know. Then this is one that I actually, before you and I had even met, because like I said, you know, like Marvel Selects have always been something that have caught my eye. I've owned them before I got to talk to you. Do you recognize? I tried to capture that that neck. I don't know if you're seeing the neck there bending
You
forward.
threw me off with the stretchy neck because I was like, "What is that thing floating in front of it?" But it was the hands that sold me on it. Which this is our Carnage,
Yep.
which is another great figure we did, and we've done 2 versions of Venom and Carnage, so they each have different heads. I think we did exclusive versions of Venom and Carnage for the Disney store, which had like 3 different heads than the regular release. So there are other heads out there. If you have one release, there are other Carnage heads and Venom heads, and they're all great. So they're all worth picking up if you can track them down.
Yeah, this is I bought this again during what I call the dark times. Just getting into like the Instagramming and learning about toy photography and starting to really buy more action figures again. Like because not to rehash my whole history, but like I collected heavily when I first started teaching. Then I shifted into collectibles when I became more of like the closet collector guy, and now I'm just full blown. I love toy. I've never stopped loving toys, and now I'm that guy. So yeah, during the dark times, I bought this on the Disney shop, and I will say those 3 heads are spectacular. This particular one gets me every time. I've used it in different photography just because it's so there's so many uses to it, especially with like creeping up on someone. it's so good. And then you have what's his name? Where Cletus, right?
Yeah, Cletus.
Yeah. Like the fact that you can have the Cletus head with just that again, the gnarly, pulled back symbiote with the symbiote like attachment around the neck too. That really just adds so much. It's amazing. So yes, I figured that was going to be a little bit of the curveball, but now this is one that again, thank you for letting me have a crack at shooting this guy, and I unboxed him myself. Like I did a whole little unboxing for him. But are you able to? I'm sticking with a theme here.
This is the Uncharted Nathan Drake from the movie, which is a great figure. I think a lot of people have slept on it, but it's a really posable figure. Comes with some cool accessories. You got the 2 crosses, the book, the pistol, and it's got a really great likeness, I think, of Tom Holland. So yeah, it's a really great figure. For a while, the funny thing is, we don't always publicize in advance what accessories are going to come with because we do a lot of the times we're still working out with the factory what we can fit into the price point that we want to offer the figure at, because we start with a price point and then we go with, well, what can we offer for that? We don't say, all right, we're going to do like 50 million things and it's a $70 figure. We can't, what are we going to do?
Right.
I didn't even know that it came with a gun because I stole one from the display case at like San Diego Comic-Con or something like that. And so I didn't know he came with a gun until I got a replacement for a customer service sample I sent out. And I'm like, well, he comes with a pistol. That's fantastic. So it's very cool. Not every figure that should come with a gun comes with a gun for various reasons. But,
right.
But it's a really good figure, I think. Looks good.
Now, so that actually brings up, and again, whatever you can speak to or not, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna, just this thought just popped in my head. But there's a lot of speculation in like the toy collector community about that little phase where, for instance, I have the SH Figuarts Deadpool, and he only comes with katanas and a knife, and he has holster pegs with no holsters or weaponry, like firearm wise. Was that a thing that was going around? And then McFarlane ended up doing like accessory packs, and then all of a sudden toys like the Penguin came with finger guns. Is that a thing that you can even speak to, or is there?
I don't think so. We don't have a ton of experience with that, but not every company wants to be associated with heavy weaponry or various. There's lots of things that people might not want to be associated with a toy. Even if it's a collectible, even if it's intended for a more adult audience, it's still a toy. And there are certain things that you may not want connected to a toy, depending on who you are and what company you are and all that. So these things do come up. But I can't speak to those particular instances.
No problem.
But it's the company does what they think is best for their license, for their brand, and for public perception. So
Sure.
you are going to have to work with the companies on that in terms
Mhm.
of what makes sense for them.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, like I said, I just wasn't sure if there was, because there's always the conspiracy theories that go around, because it was a really interesting period of time there. Because even going back just to talk exclusively about that SHF Deadpool, like the second movie figure with that darker, the dirty Deadpool, like darker burgundy look, I guess, is coming with a ton of stuff that people were like, this probably should have also been included with the first first figure, but it's during that little weird stretch of time. But yes, I was very happy that he did have the holster and the gun in there. And again, it just completes his look. So this was a really great figure. I love the likeness. I think it looks spot on to to what it's Tom Holland. It's a wonderful adaptation. And like I said, just going through this, like shooting him the other night just for this little thing, makes me want to throw him back in Yimboni and do some more, discoveries in my, old timey setup. But here's our last one of the silhouette game for you. So I'm hoping it's somebody that you've had a hand in me owning. So I will give you that as my clue.
That is Omni-Man from
There you
Invincible.
go.
The Invincible figures are really great. They're all sculpted by Chris Dahlberg, who is formerly one of the Four Horsemen. But he's out solo now, and he's a great sculptor, and he does all of our Invincible stuff. And another cool figure. The first series actually sold out pretty quick, but we went back and made more of Omni-Man and Invincible. And he comes with some cool alternate hands, cool angry alternate head. He's got a flight stand. It's a great figure. I'm not surprised it did so well.
I have a shot all ready to post of Omni-Man. I actually took a bunch of because I have over here Robot and Adam Eve. So I took a bunch of I'm just going to be rolling them out this week to continue to promote this interview between us. But they are so much fun. I really I smell like Robot. Like I have the Robot right in my hand here. I mean, he is so like. I ended up posting for our for like asking for questions. I'm going to check my Instagram to see if anybody submitted anything through Instagram, through my story. But like, there's a Shruggy meme of him from the show. So I was like, well, I need to take that. And then I did like the save, like how on an iPhone, you can save just the image when you hold down on it.
Yeah.
So I can throw him out every once in a while, just as like a little Shruggy emoji. But yeah, I have such a blast with these figures.
I still owe you Series 3. I gotta get you Series 3.
Oh, I'm very excited for it. Because I can't wait for the show to come back too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the second season. Yeah.
So thanks for playing in my little silhouette game. This is, like I said, try to do work in some new, try to have a little bit more of a format for the stream instead of me just rambling on. So where would you like to go? Do you want to check out the Instagram page for Diamond Select, or would you like to go through anything in particular on the website? I mean, we could go through both, but anything that you would like to make sure people are aware of that's coming out that they can pre-order and things like that?
Well, we just launched a whole bunch of San Diego exclusives on the website, so we could talk about those.
Right. There we go.
Instagram is kind of a mix of different things. Figures that we want to, that maybe people missed the first time. But a lot of new stuff as well. So I mean, it's up to you. But this is a great place to see all the newest stuff. The website.
Oh yeah. So let's see. This is which cap? This is that bust.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I see. Like this is where when I went through my collectible phase, that's what I was starting to get into. And now I'm definitely more, because of the toy photography, like the last couple of years, way more interested in, for myself in my own fandom. God, I would own so many more of the statues and busts if I had the shelf space. But obviously with dioramas and 6-inch figures everywhere, it's a little tough.
If you want to look at just action figures, we could click on that robot and see if it works in terms of giving us just the action figure stuff. Above those words, above the free handling words, the purple robot in bottom right.
Oh, right over here?
Yeah, shop action figures. That might show you just action figures.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, excellent. Yeah, that should do it.
Perfect. Okay.
It's not entirely accurate, but it should do it.
No, this
There's
is
a
a great
Baroness up
starting
there
point.
too. That's the statue, but
Oh,
we offered a couple of San Diego exclusives just this past week on the 1st, and one of them is the Green Hornet, who's going to be in the VHS box. This is the first time we're offering the Green Hornet Kato with no hat or mask on.
Oh, nice.
But it's going to be in our VHS packaging, like the Rocketeer here. So
Ooh.
you got the VHS box, and then it opens up, and you can see the figure.
Hold on, let me sew you out for a second. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, I do.
So it Zach, looks like a VHS box.
Yeah, where again, how much input do you have in the packaging? Because I have been blown away by every single pack. Like the packaging is so intense, but especially when you go retro, like the Minimates, it pained me so much to open up the GI Joes, and I have my Cobra set that I'm going to be doing, next. But like, what a spectacular package! The Turtle VHS box, God, like, so yeah. How much? Where are you in designing the retro packaging? Anything in there, or just enjoying it?
We've got some really great packaging designers. One of them is Jack Tsai, who does a really great job with a lot of our exclusive packaging. Barry Bradfield, who designs all of our Minimates and does a lot of design work of our animated statues and action figures. He does a lot of the Minimate packaging, which is so great.
Yeah.
And then you've got we work with Kinetic Underground, and he does that company does a lot of packaging for us as well. Yeah, it's we've got a great team. I don't weigh too much into it. Like a lot of the times, Robert Yee has a vision for how he wants certain things to look. Like the VHS packaging for this Kato is going to be based on 1970s movie posters from Hong Kong that were advertising edited together episodes of Green Hornet that they released on the big screen after Bruce Lee mania kicked in, globally.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a very cool looking package. We haven't shared pictures of it yet, but as soon as we have images of what it's going to look like, the final, we're gonna share them online. So.
Oh, that's special. So all right, people in the chat. Well, but before we get to specific questions to Zach, while I am scrolling, let us know which things you'd like us to hear more about. Because Zach obviously is a wealth of knowledge right now. Anything we could click on, he's boom, 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 which I love. I do see a question here from our friend No Chewing. So he said the Muppet backstage set is real cool. And what did he say? Have you watched Muppet Mayhem?
I have not. I'm a pretty big Muppets fan. I watch Muppets Most Wanted and the original Muppet movie, not the original Muppet movie, but the Muppets with with Walter. I watch it all the time with my kids because they love it. But I haven't watched the original movies in a long time, and I haven't caught up with Muppet Mayhem yet. So I'm very curious to watch it. Very curious to see how it shakes out. But a lot of people are saying that we need to do a Lips now because Lips apparently plays a pretty big part in it. So, so he's on our list of characters we want to do in the future. We're working on a new 2-pack right now, not related to Muppet Mayhem, but it's going to be a really cool 2-pack, and we've talked about what would come after that as well. And this is not a plastic set. This diorama, it's a cardboard packaging set. Like we did with the Electric Mayhem box set for I think it was for San Diego a few years back. But we're re-releasing a couple figures that haven't been available in a while. Mana and Bean Bunny. They're only available in some of the older select set box sets that we did.
Okay. Oh, those are so great. They're so great. Again, Muppets just they make me smile. They're so great.
Yeah, no, I'm an old school Muppet. I used to subscribe to Muppets magazine back in the 80s.
Sorry about that. Whoa, I just hit the wrong button on there. Sorry to bug you out there for a second. My bad. I hit the back button. I was trying to do it on the other screen. My apologies, everybody.
That's all right.
So here we go. We're back. We're back, baby. We're back. All right. By the way, Sir Dork's in the house. Thank you very much. Yes, Zach has been a fantastic guest. Thanks for joining us tonight, Jared. Also, what a shout out. So Kurt K, thanks for joining us tonight. Trevor, 1-6 shooter, Sir Trevor, as I call him, is in the house here. And Chewy says that yes, Lips is great. All right. 88 Figs asks Zach, any other hobbies or interests outside of toys?
Gosh, I was an art major, so I try to draw semi-regularly just to keep my my hand in it. And I read a lot of graphic novels, so I like to read. Yeah, watching bad movies on DVD and with my friends. I have a whole group of friends that we still talk online from back in the Toy Fair and Wizard magazine days. So we'll get together every now and again. We'll watch a movie on like live chat, and we'll just
awesome.
trade jokes about it.
Nothing like watching a terrible movie was.
But yeah, it's toy photography is one of my hobbies out, but that's not outside of toys. Collecting Matchbox is technically outside of action figures, but it's not outside of toys. But yeah, I also coach my kids' soccer team, so that's fun too. Working with 10 to 14-year-olds coaching soccer.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome, man. I'm telling. Oh, I was just saying to my wife, because my kids are turning 4 at the end of this month, and this fall is going to be signing them up for. And soccer's the first one, right? Soccer's everybody's go-to first sport. And my son, I always joke, is like the fastest kid alive, and he's either gonna love it or hate it. But I think he's gonna love it. He's like, I was just playing with him earlier today. He just throws it off. It's gonna be so much fun. So I have to learn soccer. Because outside of playing FIFA, I usually I don't know how offsides work, so I just have to like brush up on the rules. But yeah, so that's great that you do. That's awesome. By the way, this is another incredible figure here of Kato.
Yeah, the Kato figures came out really great. I think those are, let's see, who sculpted those? I forget. But they came out really great. And this is the second one. The first one came out not too long ago, the one in the black outfit, and then we're going to come back to the black outfit for the VHS. But this is the white outfit valet. Yeah, he's got the hat. He's got a removable mask, and I think he's got a hatless head as well. So this is going to be a really cool figure. I'm not sure what weapons he comes with just yet, but I'm sure he'll come with a few things in addition. This is going to be one of our deluxe figures, which comes in a window box.
Oh, nice. Okay. By the way, unboxing art is in the house again. Another stream I've seen you on, with Cox Create. So that's awesome. Welcome, Art. How are you, man? And he goes, let's see. I need all the Muppets, and Diamond is the best when it comes to Muppet figs. Yeah, absolutely. Kurt K has a question for you. What are you most excited for in the indie line? I know Kurt is a huge indie fan, and he's been loving the stuff that Hasbro's been doing, especially in the retro size. So, let's see. Is there anything that I can show over here?
All of our indie stuff is over on GeneralGiantLTD.com.
Ooh, I'm going to go
where we do Star Wars and also all of our Lucas stuff. So all of our indie stuff is over there. But we've got some really cool stuff coming out. We do the jumbo figures, the 12-inch figures. So we're going to do a 12-inch version of the retro classic Indiana Jones figure, which should be very cool. So for San Diego, we're doing one that comes with a map room play set. So it'll have like all the tools and a model and the staff of Ra, and so that's really cool. I like the jumbos, but there's some of the gallery dioramas we're doing are really crazy awesome. We're doing one of him in Temple of Doom, which is one of my favorites. It's it's underrated in terms of being one of the great Indiana Jones movies. But there's one of him standing on the bridge holding a machete, which is a diorama. You can see it there, the bottom right there, that one. It came out really great, and I'm looking forward to getting a hold of that one. Just not even to take pictures of it, just to look at it. Just to be around it, because it's a really nice piece.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic. Like I said, if I need a bigger house. Like when you look at this stuff, and that's all I think. I'm like, man, because if I had a bigger house, I would just fill it up with more stuff because the stuff is so good. Oh man.
Yeah, they take up a lot more space. Like I've got, a whole bin of action figures. It's like all of my selects from the last few years that aren't Marvel Select. I've got like a whole bin and it holds all of them. But like if I want to store one of these things, I got like one bin and it's got like 2 of them in it. And it's like, well, that bin is full, so I can't do anything else there.
But look at the detail on even just the bridge and the rope. Ugh. So cool. So cool. Let me see. What else do we have over here? Just to see. Wow. Yeah, these are incredible. Oh, look at the idol.
Yep. That's a bank. It's a vinyl bank. But it's actual size, so it's very cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I've thought about many times picking up again, because it's a bank, but the Batman animated series from you guys.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like I'm sure it's from years ago now, but I've seen it on Amazon like every once in a while. I go, "Oh, should I do it just to have it?" Look at that. That's neat.
For a while we were doing a lot of those vinyl banks, and they're really great pieces. We did some for Ninja Turtles, we did some for Universal Monsters that were really great. Star Trek. A lot of different licenses for the vinyl. Oh, Star Wars. We did vinyl banks for Star Wars too.
Well, people in the chat, keep these questions coming. This is great. Let's see. So No Chewing just said, I just got Animal, and that drum kit is great. That's what I've definitely heard. Like the accessories of those Muppet lines. That's all I hear. Tremendous things like the beaker set, like the Swedish Chef, like just everything is so spectacular accessory wise. All right, so TMNT. So Zach, let me just fill my screen up for a second. So how has it? What is it? So has it? Oh, okay. So how has it, if at all, AI impacted the toy industry? Do toy companies have any interest working with motion capture 3D artists to market their products? It's an interesting question. Has AI impacted?
Yeah, I have one funny story about AI, which is I write, all the copy for all the different products we offer online, and I'll write like a paragraph, and I'll it'll be serviceable. I'm not saying I'm some sort of great wordsmith, but it describes a product in a fairly concise and accurate manner. Maybe I left a couple things out that they're like, oh well, the store person who manages our web store, Richard, was like, oh well, let me just add this in, and let me just run this through this AI program, this website, and he came back with like 4 paragraphs of like, it was the most amazing 4 paragraphs I've ever read, just describing the product in such glowing terms, and I'm like, I am officially replaced by a robot because that was better than anything I could have written in a million years. But in terms of the product, I don't know. I guess I'm not really knowledgeable about it enough to say, oh well, this is how it could be used. In terms of mocap stop motion, we've worked with some traditional stop motion animators in the past. Alex Kropanak, who now works for Mezco, is an old friend of mine, and he's done some really cool pieces for us, which I think are still up on our YouTube page under the animation playlist.
Okay.
He's a great just traditional one. I don't know how AI works in his field, but it would certainly be great if we could use AI to do more stuff like that, because I love stop motion animation personally, especially when there's toys involved. I worked on a very early incarnation of Robot Chicken back when it was called Sweet J Presents, and it was for Sony's Screen Blast animation site.
That's awesome.
Doesn't exist. I don't know how long it existed for, but it certainly doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
But I was helping source some of the action figures, and getting some of the things they needed to animate with.
That's great.
But that's my brush with fame that never panned out. But that was fun.
Well, the funny thing is, like we're talking about like just the writing aspect of, like again, English teacher, middle school, like with now ChatGPT becoming a thing, and it's like, like I've tried to talk to my students about being on the side of it is a tool and like let's use this like how can we appropriately use this because it's not going anywhere. So I could either be old man yelling at the sky about it, or I could figure out a way to, again, I made the point to my kids, I'm like, when the tractor came out, people were upset. Like it's gonna take our jobs, but like, so we just have to learn how to work with it. But yeah, I think we're on this whole precipice of a whole AI movement. It's going to be, kind of nuts with just in all aspects of what it can do. I just used one today to chop up one of my YouTube streams into little, shorts that I can put out there. And I'm like, oh my God, this saved me so much time. And it just went bloop, bloop, bloop. So whether or not I'm hoping they're, good, but it's, like we got to find the ways that, like I said, to make our lives better. But yeah, like the writing stuff, it's gonna be interesting, Zach. It's gonna definitely be interesting.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to use it fast, so that I can be on the winning end, I guess.
That's it. Just adapt it into your life. It's already out. Like we can't fight the wave. It's already coming. Let's see. So let's see. He said more on the mocap stop motion 3D. It seems like a natural partnership that hasn't been tapped into. So yeah, that could be, potential there for, again, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I know that there's this, I can't remember the guy's name off the top. If anybody in the chat remembers, but there is somebody that takes action figures and already turns it into fight sequences somehow using AI. And, I don't know if you've seen this stuff. He animates toys. So he takes two action figures and then is able to video edit them into this elaborate fight scene. I've seen Spidey versus Green Goblin. So I don't know if that's, that's it. Thank you, Machu. Make it move media. So I wonder if that's, again, a thing in terms of, advertising potential or whatever. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Kurt said regarding the Indiana Jones stuff, that would look great in his classroom. There you go. Fellow English teacher, shout out, Kurt. Again, another guy we got to figure out how to teach these kids how to write while also computers are writing for them. It's nuts.
That's a writing exercise, putting a nice statue up in the thing and say, hey, what can you write about this product? What can you say about it? How would you describe it? What are the talking points about it? I think that's a legit English exercise, right? Especially in terms of mass communication, for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, dude, that is spot on. And my other thing that I'm thinking about too is we're going back to more pencil and paper. Like that's, as an English teacher, a lot more writing assignments in front of me, and that's a really good one. That's a great concept to have. Ooh. All right, Zach, I'm going to write this down. Kurt, write this down. We're going to have to talk about this more.
Just hand everybody a Marvel Select figure and say, how great is this? Tell us how great is it.
I like it. So Kurt also wants to know, where is the best place to look at all of the Muppet figures? Is it? Well, answer.
I don't think there's any online checklists. There may be a Muppet fan site that has documented it that I don't know about, but if you go to diamondselecttoys.com and click on the Muppets link, I think we have most of them in stock. I think everybody except for like Animal is mostly in stock, I think. So you can see a lot of them there. That's what we're currently offering. We did select versions, which were the bigger packaging. We did versions that had a couple of different pack-in figures that aren't available anymore, like Crazy Harry. We did Bean and Mana were included. There was a penguin included with Miss Piggy, which we haven't reissued yet, but hopefully at some point. Crazy Harry hopefully as well. That would be great to include in the future box set, or just a whole bunch of penguins. That would be great. So we'll have to I'll definitely check out diamondselecttoys.com, and I'm not sure I'm not sure where else to send you at this point, but
Amazon seems to have it. Like, do you guys have an official storefront through Amazon? Because I know that there are a lot of Diamond products.
Like, I feel like we curate an Amazon store, not necessarily one where we sell our own product, but where we manage all the Diamond Select Toys products and how they're presented.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm not sure what the direct link for that is, but if you do a search on Amazon, you'll probably see most of them.
Okay.
Just make sure you're searching Diamond Select, because if it starts showing you Palisade stuff, then you're in trouble. They made a lot of figures.
By the way, thank you for Cal the Collector asking if I could get a summer internship over with you. Just saying, I am a man for hire. So there you go. But let's see. Make It Move Media. Okay, so this is going back once again to the AI stuff. He said he doesn't get much interest from companies, which is odd. Oh, so I guess Zach has reached out to Make It Move. That stuff is really interesting, Zach. I'm just saying. So it is.
I'll go check it
It's
out.
caught
Absolutely.
my eye. Like I said, he took a Marvel Legend, the two Marvel Legends. It was a Spidey and the Green Goblin, and all of a sudden they just come alive in kind of like a Toy Story living room setup, but into this elaborate battle scene. Let's see. He said he recorded a BTP episode last week. Why am I blanking? What's BTP? BTP? Where do you know BTP?
behind the
behind the plastic. Oh, that's I'm such a jerk. That is, oh my god. I apologize, Jay. Again, long weekend. That is right. So Jay is part of Behind the Plastic with Not a Bird, Not a Plane Photography and Sequential Plastic. Zach, they have this awesome 12-minute long show. I'm sorry, the acronym hasn't stuck in my brain yet. I apologize, Jay. So that's great. I'll be looking forward to that. So Make It Move Media. Excellent. And here we go. How closely do releases of toys correlate to releases of movies? Like, do you have time stuff with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the goal. But sometimes you want to see how a movie does before you start doing stuff for it. And sometimes you don't necessarily have all the information you need to go forward, or sometimes just getting something exactly right may take a little longer than you expect, in terms of approvals, that sort of thing. Production delays in terms of
sure,
you find out a piece is too thin to manufacture, you got to figure out a way to do something different there. We certainly try whenever possible to do that. Like having Cobra Kai Series 2 come out around the time of, Cobra Kai season, what are we looking at, season 5 or 6 for the final season.
Sure.
And timing is great. But we try to tackle a lot of lines that have either, evergreen appeal, or a built-in fan base that doesn't care, when content is coming out. But we also try to push the products we have available around the time of, if we can have something available before, maybe that's not directly correlated, but it's based on an earlier or a comic or something like that. That's always good too.
Like, where was the timing with the Uncharted with the Tom Holland? How did you guys time that out? I'm trying to think.
I think it came out a little bit after. I can't remember if we solicited it before the movie. I'm pretty sure we did, because we do solicitations 6 months in advance of release.
Okay,
6 to 8 months in advance. So we, we'll offer the pre-order, well in advance of release. But so I don't remember exactly how the pre-order and the release laid out with that. But we probably offered a pre-order around the time of the movie, because that's when we would get the initial orders, from the retailers, and that's really the important part.
That makes sense. Sorry, I was just queuing up over here to get back to the action figures again. Big shopping, because I wanted to see what else we had in mind for people to ask about. Those specific Rim figures, I know Cox creates in love with. And they were, oh man, especially the first one, such a good movie.
Yeah, this 2-pack for San Diego is the first movie and the second movie sort of tied together. Really cool. I think the main image for some reason is them facing backwards, but one of these pictures has them facing forward, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
But it's a battle damaged Gypsy Danger, and then a test colors Gypsy Avenger, like first appearance kind of thing.
got it.
They didn't show him that like that in the movie, but it's like what it would have looked like before they gave him the the blue metallic paint job.
Oh, here's the cap that you were talking about before.
Yeah, we're looking at it to make sure it's going to be absolutely 100% right in production. A lot of people have said his neck looks a little long, but I think just the resin head isn't sitting properly on the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have said the head looks a little small. I think it's the angle of the photography. I think maybe is a little low angle.
Okay.
But I think we're looking to see if we can make his head a little teeny bit bigger in production to compensate.
Okay.
And he comes with a couple of shields. I think we're looking to see if we can include a third shield. So fingers crossed.
Oh, all
that.
right.
And then he's going to come with obviously fists and hands and I think we're looking at doing some ricochet stuff. So we'll see how those come out. Not holes in the shield ricochet stuff, but
right.
different mechanisms. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's I've said it many times in the past, but like the way that you guys do your accessories and like I said, with like going back to the Iron Man, like I love your decisions to keep blast effects, even with vision, like it's a swappable hand from an ease of shooting as a toy photographer. It's so nice that I could just pop it in and it's ready to go. I don't have to finagle it or get, like as I'm still posing and something's falling down on me or I love that. Like I said, I'm such a huge fan of how you pull off accessories. So that is spectacular. As I keep scrolling through, everybody, don't forget if there's any specific questions of any of these lines. I do. Oh man, both. I know I mentioned to you like these look so good. The Mr. Fantastic looks great. Oh man. I love I love what she like. I love Sue Storm. I love the Human Torch that I have is just I love the whole translucent, the fact that he could swap into both versions of the character. And the Iceman, like that, this is what making me Sue Storm is making me think of that Iceman figure because that also looks so tremendous. And again, the fact that it's like two distinct looks just based on swapping parts.
Yeah, Iceman should be coming out pretty soonish, I think. Iceman and then Mr. Fantastic after him. But I think Iceman's like July, I want to say. I think July for Iceman. But he's the Iceman should be pretty cool. He's got the ice slide. Mr. Fantastic's got the wraparound base.
Look at that's unbelievable. Like this is such a cool. What a concept.
Yeah, we aren't always able to do diorama bases, especially nowadays with cost increases, I should say, for manufacturing. But when we can do it, when it's not if there's not a lot of paint applications or something like that, like that's mostly blue, obviously. The Iceman slide is mostly translucent. There's certain bases that are easier to do than other bases within the pricing. We don't want to go more than $29.99.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I wanted to, again, congratulate you guys as a company for being aware of the cost and like the fact that you're still able to offer as much as you do while keeping the price point the same. I know that generates a lot of goodwill from the collector community, especially when that's not always the case with how companies will view us as as fellow collectors, but like this is one of my favorite diamond spaces. I found this with Machitoy, the Spidey crushed car, but I've used this now so many times. I like it is really great when you are able to include something along those lines but again, we totally understand that you're helping us out with a price point. And again, when we still get something like, here we go. Look, we just saw Mr. Fantastic. There we go. Oh, like that's so neat. And that's what I love about my Human Torch is that flame effect, like flight stand. Like it's true. Oh, like it's the best. And
I've used sorry, we don't have any pictures of him on it. It's hard to pose resin prototypes a lot of the time. So I think they couldn't really get them on the slide. But once we have a production sample, I'll try to get a hold of one and get some pictures out there.
Yeah. And don't worry. Like I know that in talking to Trevor 16shooter, because he gets to mess with the prototypes for Mythic Legions,
Okay.
and I've heard about like his experiences. Like being able to shoot these prototypes, and I was fortunate enough to get to sample and try out a prototype for Almighty Legends, which is a Kickstarter line. I don't know if you have heard of these guys coming out. They did back their Kickstarter, but it's Azrael and Gabriel, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
So I got to play with that prototype. Prototypes are tough, man. It's a photograph to deal with. So I fully understand that would be a challenge to get on the base based on just my one experience. And like I said, from hearing from Trevor. But let's see. So anybody, let's see. Kurt saying, "Oh, first period's coming soon. Thank you for joining us tonight, Kurt." So let's see. Phantom says, "When will you make?" Oh, I couldn't see it small. Well, yeah. Well, you could answer that later. Are there any TMNT figures planned outside of the Minimates and blind box set? And also, so here we'll answer that part first, and then he has a follow up with the Last Ronin.
We're not doing any action figures. We've got the gallery diorama of the Last Ronin, which should be coming out next. And then we've got the gallery dioramas of the 4 turtles, which combine to form a rooftop scene. And then we've got the blind box ones just came out. We're doing a 4-pack of them in their multicolored bandanas for San Diego. We just revealed that. I believe it should be up on the website. It's gonna be like on 4 blister cards in a pizza-shaped box. And then the Last Ronin Minimates set, which is 4-pack, and then we're doing a bunch of 5-packs based on the classic cartoon, which are really cool, and they're in different packaging, like a pizza box, not a pizza box. Like the first one is the Turtle Blimp, the second one is the Technodrome, and then the third one is the Party Wagon. So those are cool. Those are really cool, the Minimates sets. And the packaging for the gallery diorama should be our standard like window box. It's got windows on three sides and the top. And I don't know what we're doing for the Minimate Last Ronin packaging. But like I said about the other ones, they're going to be slip cases that are very cool.
So the Minimates, because like I've told you, I do truly enjoy messing with these, and now I feel like I've actually, I don't know if I'm not looking for a compliment or fishing for compliments, but I'd like to think that I've been capturing them fairly well, like figuring out how to shoot that smaller scale. So, man, where did that, like? Well, I guess I'll go with your input into it. Where did they come to fruition? Where was the idea stemmed from? How do we have this 2.5-inch line now of toys that are out there? What was your hand in them? All of that type of stuff,
Well, Minimates have been around for 21 years, I believe.
So that it's really been that long? I mean,
Yeah, Art Asylum was the company, and they created Minimates back in 2002. At the beginning, they were 3 inches tall. They did Star Trek, they did Rock and Roll Stars, they did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and then they did like a multi-side. Then when they got the Marvel license when Diamond got the Marvel license in 2003, they had to do them 2 inches tall. So that started the 2-inch line. Which has been going to this day. And so there's been 21 years of Marvel Minimates. And then the Ninja Turtles line. We've done Ninja Turtles on and off. We did like a classic Mirage Comics box set back in the day. We did a bunch of series based on the 2000s series or 2010 series, whichever one came before Rise of the Ninja Turtles, which was with the Krang and the different robot bodies and stuff like that. and we did a bunch of blind bag series and carded series for that, and then and now Last Ronin and the classic. We tried to offer the classic animated stuff, like the '80s animated stuff, a while back as like 2-packs. It didn't really work out. We didn't have a lot of interest from retail at the time. But now Ninja Turtles has been getting a lot more attention. We got the new movie coming out, and just there's a lot of product out there that's doing very well. So we decided to try it again, and we're doing it as 5-packs. And we've gotten a really great response to them. We're offering the second set end of this month, the Technodrome set, which comes with Krang, the classic Krang, and then we're going to offer the Party Wagon set in another couple months, I think.
Yeah, here we go. There's the.
There you go.
Oh, they're so good, but they are so articulated. Like I always go with the amount of personality that you can get because of the articulation, and the paint work on them is so amazing. I love that I've had friends in the community that are, Lego photographers, like minifigs, like reach out being like, yeah, I think we're going to try some Minimates like, here, because they do offer so much extra, I don't know, like pizzazz. Is that the right word for it? Like but they are a blast to mess with, man. And my kids, obviously, like my kids love them. When I, like before, after, I usually, if I can get like with the what if figures, I was like, okay, you can't mess with these yet. But as soon as I got my first round of photos with them, like, okay, go nuts. And they were just having such a blast with them. But look at, oh my God, it's so great.
all of my Marvel Minimates are all entirely mashed up and mixed up with like Alien and Ghostbusters, and they've been murdered by my kids. So I've got bags and bags of just totally mismatched Minimates, and at some point I'm going to sit down, I'm going to dump them in a big bin, I'm going to sort them. But I don't know when that's going to happen.
Well, my son has been harassing me to get this going, or I forget if this is, well, not this particular set, but the Transformers that I have. He's like, yeah, Daddy, come on, is that Optimus? That's Optimus. I'm like, I know. I just need to take pictures of him first before you get to mess with them. So, but they are great. I always say it's like, whether it's for, shelf display, whether it's for desk mates, like really, like they're perfect for like work. Like I keep a couple now at work too, just like to have on my desk. And then obviously for the photography aspect, like you can get a lot. They're just adorable. I really, really like this set, the What If Wave. I thought this came out so tremendously well. I mean, I am literally blown away. Yeah, dude. I mean, like the amount of detail that went into these guys. And it's the paint front and back, so it's just all the way through. They are so great. I love the Paul Rudd. The fact that he can be the floating head. He doesn't need a stand because the cape is the stand. It's so nice. And the Spidey, the fact that it's Zombie Hunter, but then he is just a regular Spidey Minimate. I feel so silly. Like I knew they've been around for a while just because like our friend Pat the Collector had told me. He was like, oh, I started going on eBay for looking for Punisher stuff. I just didn't realize like how long that they've actually been out for. But even, over Memorial Day weekend, a buddy of mine who's a huge Captain America fan, the Captain 1134 is my neighbor. He's like, he gave me he had 3 of them. He's like, here, take them to shoot. I'm like, I will. Like, I love them. Adorable stuff. All right, let's see. So catching up in the chat now. Let's just see. No Chewing said, yes, Minimates have been great for me this year. Yeah, he had the whole March of Minimates. He killed it.
He did a series of portraits. They're really great.
Yeah. 88 says love those Transformer Minimates. And What If Wave is great too. Unique packaging. That's what I'm saying. Every single one is so uniquely thought out for each franchise, and that's what I think is really special about like what you guys are doing with them. And then let's see, I go the opposite to Yimbo. My son gets to the Minimate figures before I do. Well, his kids are older. Like I'm still a little nervous about, I guess I can call them 4 years old now, but just a little nervous about getting a little too rough early on.
lot of small parts. They can get lost real easy.
Oh, that's the other. Yeah, usually with my stuff, I hang on to the accessories. I only just recently, actually this weekend. So, do you remember the DC superhero girls, like the superhero high? Remember, were you
Yeah.
aware of that show? Okay, so my wife and I, before we had kids, I was just like, wow, I'm gonna buy this like set of the toys. And again, this is before me doing any Instagram stuff. But I'm like, I'm gonna buy this set. Like, we're talking about having kids, and if not, we have nieces that I could eventually give this to, you know. But I'm like, how often are we gonna get like this set of female superhero figures? Like, we should probably buy this. So we did, and we had a set open again for my nieces to play with whenever they came home. You know, like Uncle Yimbo's house is a fun house to obviously come and visit. And I held the accessory. So just today, I gave my daughter back the like Batgirl hoodie and the Harley Quinn mallet and whatever little pieces that I had been protecting for her. I was like, you're old enough. You can like keep an eye on your accessories now. So it's fun. Again, parenting is a bit of blast. I enjoy every second of it.
That's great.
So anybody in the chat, is there anything else while we have Zach here, whether it is regarding anything upcoming, regarding action figures, regarding the statues, regarding the toy industry itself? I have just, Zach, I've been having such a blast with you tonight. This has been such a great time. I just got to thank you again for joining me on this evening. I don't think I've stopped smiling once. So this has been great. Anything else that you want to specifically mention, by the way?
Yeah, you know, I was talking about Darkwing Duck being one of the ones I was most looking forward to. But
yes.
I think the other one I'm looking forward to the most is Jean-Claude Van Damme. We're gonna do a 7-inch figure of him in the black and yellow trunks, and then we're gonna do another figure of him, I think in like a gi, like with the shirt and pants. That should be very cool. I'm very excited about that one.
Is he up on the site
here? Yeah, I think he was up toward the top. He's still a pre-order. There, you passed him. Down, there he is.
Oh, there. Okay.
And he's awesome because he comes with a regular head, and then he comes with a screaming head.
This is great. Yeah. Oh, that's so iconic. That's so iconic. Oh my god, that face. That is so great.
And he's super posable too. You know, we really he's one of those figures that we're like, all right, he's got to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
So he can do like high kicks and splits and stuff like that. So
oh man,
he's just a really cool figure. I mean, I've only played with the prototype. But I'm looking forward to getting a production sample. Very much so.
Well, I've seen, because what was it? It was Bloodsport, right? That's what it is. Is that the name of this?
You know, they all sort of blend together for me, but I think this one is the Bloodsport, and we might eventually do like a kickboxer type outfit.
Okay.
And I don't know which movie specifically the gi is from. Our license is, you know, the world of Jean-Claude Van Damme, not necessarily specifically one movie where we're gonna like do all the characters from or anything like that. So you know, different looks he's had over the years, different outfits he's worn over the years. So you know, it's we're working with him directly, and he's great. He's great. He's always sharing stuff of ours on social media and coming in and commenting on stuff. It's really great. He's really great to work with.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, I will say I have fond memories of growing up watching Bloodsport like on Channel 11, like, you know, and just the fists into the broken glass.
Yes.
And so just so you know, when that comes out, I might be saying, hey, any of those around, because oh man,
sure.
That looks so great. That is awesome. That's right in my wheelhouse. So we do have a couple more questions here. Let me pull this back down. All right, let's see. So Digsfig said, is the Red Hulk restock? Question.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay.
We're gonna offer him up for pre-order end of this month. So keep an eye out like around the 20th or so of June. And we'll be offering him for pre-order so you can get a second chance at him.
Oh, that's great. That was another one that again, a lot of love in the community for that particular figure.
Yeah, yeah. I still don't own an Immortal Hulk, the green Hulk that we did before Red Hulk, based on the same
Okay.
body. I still don't own one because it sold out immediately. And the one that I got, I sent to a guy I know who's like a big Hulk fan,
Okay.
who runs the Minimate message boards with
Oh,
the Minimate
nice.
Multiverse.
Okay.
So he's a big Hulk fan, so I sent him my Hulk.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I got to get my hands on one eventually. Hopefully, we offer him again soon. We already offered him twice and sold out both times.
Yeah, that's
So Red Hulk is we're gonna do more this end of the month.
and that's I will tell you, like whenever, because that's one I don't own either. I mean, I have the Planet Hulk, which I love, but in terms of the different manufacturers I have of Hulk, that particular one is every single person is like, that's the best Hulk available. Like that's it,
Excellent.
hands down. So and yeah, and then Red Hulk, same thing. Like that's like everybody's favorite. So
That's great.
88 Figs says, really excited for those new Lord of the Rings figures too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man. Cal says, are they making any new X-Men figures?
After Iceman, I'm not sure who's next after that. As far as X-Men go, we've got an armored character we're going to be offering soon who will work with Iron Man. I think we've got a couple armored characters in the works.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say we do have another X-Man that we're working on, but I'm not sure where he is in terms of development.
Okay.
So there will be another X-Man after Iceman. I'm not sure of timeline.
Gotcha. All right. Unboxing Art says, great show. Thank you very much, Art. And he can't wait for Darkwing Duck. And and then Chewie has a great question. Any shot at Spider-Verse Minimates?
I don't think we're doing anything for Spider-Verse specifically. Not
Okay.
anything like not the gallery dioramas or anything like that. But we are working on another Marvel Minimates set.
Okay.
We've shown some designs off. I don't know when that one's going to be offered. I think we're still developing the prototypes. We're always looking at new Marvel Minimates stuff and trying to figure out what's the best thing and when to offer it. Because it's a 20-year-old line and we want to make sure it continues and is successful. Mm-hmm. So we're constantly looking to see how we can get more attention to the line, because it's, even after 20 years, it's still sort of an under the radar sort of thing, which is probably my fault, because I've been doing this for 12 years and I can't crack the code to get it to be one of the #1 action figures in the country. It'd be great to do.
I know there's a lot of us trying and again enjoying these and trying to showcase, like I keep saying, like just how beautifully detailed they are and just how much fun they are to mess with. Has there ever been discussion, because like I know my early trepidation into, like, as from a toy photography perspective, was not like, you see, I obviously like have developed all these 1/12 scale dioramas in my basement around. So it was like, what could I use backdrop wise, like to get that realistic? Has there ever been like, or maybe I'm wrong, but or just in general, but play sets, either have there been play sets in the past or discussions about things that could work as play sets?
I know a long time ago they worked on a prototype of a play set that would be like a sewer background, like actually a 3D sewer set that I think was Minimate scale. And I don't think they ended up going to production on it. I don't think it did as well in pre-orders as they hoped. But there's a web store out there called lukestoystore.com, and they sell exclusively Minimates and Minimate accessories, and they develop their own backgrounds that are scaled to Minimates. And they sell a lot of accessory pieces and effect pieces that work with Minimates. So they're really great. I highly recommend them as far as if you're into Minimates and you want to like look for older ones or like exclusive, like custom things that will work with Minimates, maybe that that we don't offer. I highly recommend them. They do really great stuff, and they of course offer pre-orders on everything that we offer.
Okay. Wow.
But they have a lot of older 2-packs that they buy collections from people who are maybe looking to segue out of the line, and so they sell a lot of stuff that's older. I've gotten a lot of my Lord of the Rings Minimates from there, because a long time ago Art Asylum teamed up with Play Along, which I think Play Along is still around. And they did a line of Lord of the Rings Minimates in 3 different scales. They did 2-inch
Oh,
hobbits,
wow.
they did
Okay.
2.5-inch humans, and then they did 3-inch like Sauron and I think some orcs. It was a really great line, and I've managed to
Yeah.
get a bunch of them myself. But see, they sell like effects, they sell dumpsters, they sell
Yeah, this is.
barricades. Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy that you just shouted this out because it brought this to my attention. I literally had no idea that this was a thing. But again, with some of my fellow Minimates photographers in the house, like, hey guys, this is cool. Look at
No,
that. All right.
Luke's a great guy too. So definitely, if there's something you're interested in seeing, reach out. Maybe it's something he could do in the future.
Oh, look at the skyscraper. Oh, Zach, this is great. I'm so happy you just told me about this website. This is so good.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
But yeah, I mean, oh man. So I wonder, because you know what's funny? Like, I know Playmates has like the dio, like a sewer dio that just came out, but it's of the little tiny die cast stuff. And when I first saw that, I was like, I wonder if that could scale with Minimates. Like that was my immediate thought. Like, they might be a little too large for them. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
is that Jada Toys doing those? I forget.
oh, is it?
The
Oh, maybe it
diecast.
is Jada. Is it?
It might be. It might be because I know they've done a Bat Cave, which is similarly scaled to Minimates and might work with Minimates as well. I think I saw something about that on the forums that it worked with Minimates. So there's a Bat Cave from Jada Toys. There's the Ninja Turtle sewer that just got offered. I think they've done a couple Daily Bugles that maybe I've heard aren't as perfectly scaled to Minimates, but those might be worth checking out. I love Jada Toys. They did a diorama of Dominic Toretto's house from Fast and the Furious, which
Yes.
I had to resist purchasing because I'm like, where am I going to put it? But it's not that big. It could fit anywhere, but I wanted it desperately, and I love the Fast and the Furious movies. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So my that was right. I knew it was somebody. I knew it was someone. It's a Jada. Yeah. Look at that. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, it could be close. It could be close. I know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how tall the die-cast pieces are. They might only be like an inch tall, but looking at the set, I think it would still work with 2-inch figures for the most part.
It's tempting. I think actually I think Cox Create may have gotten his hands on it. So like I have to confirm. I think I have to reach out to him again. Cody says, too much new toys. I got my last Ronin Minimates pre-ordered and will be pumping out the videos. Yeah, like Cody has been a big supporter, a big contributor to this stream. He's an awesome, huge Turtles fan, and definitely look out for his stuff because he has a vast collection of TMNT stuff, and
Excellent.
He was right on top of that last Ronin news when you guys announced it. So it's really good stuff. Yeah. So man, Zach, this has been a pleasure, dude. Is there any final things? Like, I don't know if you want to keep going with me tonight or if you want to, like I said, I didn't want to monopolize your whole evening, but is there any last little things that you'd like to pump out there for us or let people be aware of?
Gosh, I don't know. Yeah, San Diego is going to be a lot of fun. There's a few more exclusives that we haven't revealed yet. The ones we've shared are mostly shared with Diamond Comics, so they offer them to other retailers, and they sell them. They sell them to other retailers who offer them on their websites and in their stores. But we're going to reveal a few more that are only available at the booth. We're not and on our website. They're not going to be available anywhere else. They're pretty limited numbers. I think we're going to be showing those off in the next few weeks. We don't have a lot of time left, but I think by the end of the month we're going to show those off. So that'll be cool. Keep an eye out for those because there's some really cool pieces coming. And if you're going to the show, come by the booth 2607. You can check us out on social media, Collect DST on Instagram and Twitter. We're Diamond Select Toys, one word, on Facebook. I think we still have active TikToks on Diamond Select, Collect DST, and Gentle Giant LTD. So check those out. Yeah, yeah, the president answers questions and ask DST. So if you ever have any questions, you can go to the Diamond Select Toy site and you can submit questions to him, and
Nice.
he'll answer them in his blog, which comes out like once a month. He does a blog
Mhm.
um, where he answers questions from fans. So that's pretty cool.
That is awesome. That's nice to take the time out. Again, like your company is very like you guys. I mean, obviously, like I am in love with you and then the company, but I really only hear positive things from the collector community about your relationship with us, and again that you listen to like our just like collective suggestions, and it seems like you guys take things to heart and apply them, and again you're just cranking out really beautiful stuff. There's something for everyone. Again, whether it's just the shelf pieces, the Minimates stuff, the select line, or just like in terms of articulated action figures. There's something for everybody. I mean,
Yeah,
you guys are great.
our motto is actually the best of all worlds.
Yeah.
Which is, we have a lot of licenses, so if there's got to be at least one license in our stable that is something you're interested in, whoever you are. And
Mhm.
then we also have a lot of different categories of products. So, we've got the animated style statues. You can see the Moon Knight there, and then we've got the animated style busts based on the cartoons.
Yeah.
You can see Venom there.
Yeah.
We've got the comic style busts. We've got the Cobra Kai action figures, Marvel Select action figures. The gallery dioramas are really cool. You can see the Rick and Morty one there. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's great.
That's the first Rick and Morty piece we've ever done. We just signed licenses for Matrix, so we're gonna do a lot of stuff for the
Oh,
Matrix.
nice. Okay.
And we revealed the first piece from Game of Thrones that we're doing.
Oh,
So
very
there's a lot
cool.
of cool stuff in the works. We got a big license we're going to announce at San Diego, I believe. And yeah, it's a very exciting time for the company, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride for the past 12 years.
It's epic, man. So let's see, a couple final little things here. Um, so Mike Hunt's in the house. Yimbo Zach, two of the most amazing people I know. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that, dude.
Thank
Uh,
you, Mike.
no show. He says I keep forgetting they have what is that? Scotty Young busts. Did I say that right?
Scotty Young. He's the guy who
Young.
who
My bad.
does he
Okay,
does the Marvel covers where it's young Marvel, so
Young.
they're like
Okay,
little kids, and
got
those are
it.
the animated style ones that we do.
Got it. Okay. Mike says, dude, the Blade and Apocalypse are top tier figures, and my Kato bust is an amazing piece for anyone who loves Bruce Lee or the Green Hornet. And yeah,
Oh, thank you,
sorry,
man.
Young. Again, this is like the end of a long day. I was at my parents today. My niece and my sister, we celebrated their birthdays, and I was running around in the backyard. So that I just chalked that up to some late night brain cognitive wearing out. And now Mike said I'm gonna have to get that Rick and Morty piece. Awesome.
Excellent. I've done my job then.
There you go. There you go. So Zach, again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm gonna stick around a little bit longer. I have a toy correspondent video from Cody, Too Much New Toys. So if you want to you can hang out with me and react along to it, but no pressure to do that, or check him out. But Cody is the man. Like I said, if you are especially looking for a TikTok presence, he has a very nice following over there, and I'm
Definitely check
trying
him out.
to
Definitely.
help him out over on Instagram. Again, nice little mutual friendship thing, pushing each other. But yeah, definitely check him out because if you're doing more stuff over on TikTok, he could be your guy. I'm just saying, he's wonderful. So
No, definitely check him out. Too Much New Toys on TikTok.
Too Much New Toys, yeah. So thank you so much, really, Zach.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, I hope this is the first of many, my friend. I like to call you a friend now. Like we got to meet. Now we're gonna have to go grab lunch next time at Comic-Con in October.
Yeah. No, we'll hang out in New York, and anytime you want me back on, just give me a shout. All right.
Oh, I will absolutely do that. Thank you again, and have a great rest of your night, buddy.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Take care.
See you.
Bye, guys.
Yep. Oh, friends, this is so awesome. Oh, Zach is the man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Like I said, I know I appreciate you guys being understanding with with the chat the fact that like I wanted to give Zach as much attention as possible, my brain power as possible. So thank you all for continuing to chat along with me. 88 Figs, very insightful live stream. Thank you guys. Now, thank you guys for again for submitting your questions, for chatting along with each other, but then also for me to be able to pull from. Again, appreciate you guys so much. Really good. Oh, I'm just happy it's enjoyed, man. And hey, count it, brother. Love you, man. So, everyone, I am going to real quick show you a little preview. I'm not going to do much more tonight. I do have so Cody's segment, and again, I'm just very, I'm still flying high, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to top that interview with Zach. So I want to just be able to showcase the future of Yimbo Reviews Everything. So once again, perfect opportunity. Hit that like button if you've been enjoying the stream so far. Whether you are here live with me, thank you very much. If you're catching the replay, please be sure to hit that like button. Obviously, helps the channel out tremendously. And so, yeah, moving forward, I am trying to get a little bit more streamlined with, let's see, bloop, with segments. So I'm going to be including from now on, I'm going to be able to break up my show into chapters. Again, thanks to Jay, TMNT 1987, member of Behind the Plastic. Again, sorry for the brain fart before. But he was big into, if you have like different things, it could be like where if I stream for a long time, obviously. So if somebody has to leave and come back, kind of make it more like nightly news or like a late night talk show where there's going to be different segments that you'll be able to catch up on and see what's going on. So again, this is all set up for future things, but like I will be doing more of my Yimbo Teaches Everything. I will be doing, what else? The Yimbo Buys Everything. Again, the title is not going anywhere. It's now just going to be a segment where I will talk about recent pickups that I might not be unboxing at the moment. So, like, for instance, I got that Gladiator Batman to go along with my Gladiator Superman. So, like when I show off those type of things, that'll be Yimbo Buys Everything. Yimbo Unboxes Everything. This is going to be for the live unboxing sessions that we all do hanging out together. Yimbo Reports on Everything. So on some of those weeks where I will, a lot of big toy news, this will be a chance to, throw up different stuff on tabs and talk about, recent, you get it. You get what I'm talking about. And now, perfect segue into toy correspondent Cody, aka Too Much New Toys. So we have where is it? Sorry, let me just cue this up real quick. We do have another correspondence video from my man Cody, who is the best. So we're gonna crack this bad boy open. I didn't want to fire that. There we go. Hold on. I'm going to share this tab. There we go. So, thank you, Jay, so much. And let's see. I think you got the job. Hey, fingers crossed. I do have like 2 months of unemployment that I wanted to dedicate towards toys. So maybe Cal. Maybe. And already like, thank you so much, Jay. So, yeah, so my friends, here we go. We're going to rock out with Cody's next toy correspondence video. Let's sit back and enjoy some Cody goodness. And I'll be here to laugh along because he's the best. Here we go.
Today, we finally have Zank from...
Every single time. Let me just back that up.
Today, we finally have Zank from Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, The Golden Archive. The box art on this, stellar. I don't mind no plastic window, because this box art is freaking incredible. This series, the movie came out ages ago, the figures came out ages before that, but for some reason they waited to put out Zank until now. Zank is a mysterious Thane who fled his homeland and the evil red wizard who rules there. Zank uses his knowledge and magic to help those around him, and boy, What a guy. He is just such a solidly good, pure character. I love him. I do struggle with Hasbro figures. I don't know if I find them worth it. $24.99. Let's get this out of the box. I don't mind the windowless packaging, but this experience is not fun. I don't know. There's got to be a better way they could package them. I get it. It doesn't matter. There's no window, but I don't know. There's something about this experience that is just, it ain't it.
I know. I'm with you.
I don't know. The figure itself, it's very well detailed. It's fantastic, but it's mostly plastic. It's plastic cast in these colors. It's not painted plastic, which is fine. And it lines up pretty well to the art in the movie. The detail, I can't say the detail isn't there. I just don't know if it's $25 worth. It's mostly molded, which, that's still a fantastic sculpt. The cape comes off. That's nice.
You can always get a custom
big
cape
peg hole in the back. Not ideal. Some nice kind of trim on the cape. The figure, the movement is limited by these cool shoulder pauldrons, the armor. Otherwise, he has the standard shoulder joints, the bicep cut, the double jointed elbows. Fantastic articulation. You just can't. You're not going up any. The wrist, there's not really wrist movement. It's kind of up and down. The legs, again, normal articulation, but his kind of skirt robe thing blocks that. So he does have double jointed knees, I think. And then really cool detailed boots. He's got the scabbard.
Boots.
It's a beautiful figure. I do wish it came with more than just the one sword as an accessory. Granted, there's really not many other accessories to him in the movie, so I don't know what they could have done.
Hands.
It just feels very bare bones. Maybe a better sword, extra weapons, expand the character, sliding it into the scabbard there. It's pretty neat. This figure looks incredible, especially as a movie fan. Super happy to have it. I just don't know. I'm just not
second head,
fully justified or fully pleased ever with a Hasbro figure. What do you folks think? I know everybody's into the Marvel Legends, this movie line. The movie is criminally underrated. Didn't do as well as it should have. It's a fantastic movie. Go see it. So I don't know how people feel about the figures. I was super excited these dropped. I think they did a stellar job. He is 6 inches, maybe a little bit more. He's definitely taller than Super 7 Surfer Mikey, which that's like a 6-inch, 7-inch line, although Mikey's a little crouched. I don't know. So yeah, it's a lot of figure. I also struggle a lot with Hasbro figures standing. I can't get these to stand super well. Is that a Hasbro thing or is this just a D&D thing? I don't know. What does everybody think? For me, Hasbro is very much a clearance item, though I haven't seen them clearance them for quite some time now. Certainly never the D&D figures. I wish they would. They'd be out for months and months. Zank is new along with Doric, so he's not going to get clearanced. Unless he does, I don't know. At some point, they got to move on from the movie, right?
You think so?
Right? If you haven't seen the movie yet, I can't recommend it enough. One of my favorite movies of the year.
Thank you so much, Cody. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you, dude. That is that's been my knock on Hasbro stuff, especially as they went to windowless packaging and started, giving us a little bit of a shrinkflation with prices. Well, both prices going up and also giving us less. Those D&D figures, I still need to see the movie myself. And I plan on it. It looks great. I love Chris Pine and it looks like a fun cast. And I know it got your stamp of approval, so I will be watching it. But yeah, it's really frustrating when you do get a bare bones. It's not every single figure that Hasbro comes out with, but yeah, it's like, again, shruggy emoji, because there, it could just be those couple of extra little things that make you go along. It would go a long way. Now, speaking of the Dungeons and Dragons, I do know, and actually, let me cue this up. I will remind, this is just a cheap little plug for myself, but if you guys don't mind, a little cheap plug for before we get going tonight. I had my whole extra camera queued up, but there was no reason to really show that off tonight. And that's okay. But anyway, just to remind you about my Amazon affiliate, if you don't mind. But yes, I do have my Yimbo Reviews Everything storefront, which I do constantly update with figures that I purchase, as well as toy photography items like the Ulanzi LT24 that I've been talking about lately on Reels, etc. But the thing that I wanted to show off was the D&D gel, the cube. Gelatinous cube. That's not it. Dungeons. I can't even spell Dungeons and Dragons now. Let's see. Dungeons and Dragons cube. The gelatinous cube. Not that one. Where is it? Where's gelatinous cube? Oh my goodness. Come on. Anyway, I'm trying to show you because Hasbro, how about that? There it is. It is currently down to $16, which is just about in my purchasing wheelhouse right now. Because I do have the Mr. Freeze figure in, like that would be my rationale for it. There it is right there. So it's neat. Cody said, you know, like the accessories are kind of specific to, there it is, to the cube itself. Like maybe he can help us out with a little extra detail in it. Like maybe you can use them as characters, like maybe the axes potentially, or the bow and arrow. Or are they really flat, Cody? You can let us know. But I am very interested because I have Mr. Freeze. But is it worth the $16 to do it? And that's where I'm like on the fence though. But anyway, if you do end up thinking, I will, here, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to add it to, if I can. Well, I guess I don't have to do this right now. I will add it to one of the lists. You'll see it in my Amazon storefront. If you want to help me out by, you know, using my affiliate link, no big deal. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm torn. I know Cal the Collector was able to track it down for $10 at Walmart. That is my like ultimate price point that I would totally cop. But 16 is like, I'm on the fence. I'm still on the fence. Let's see. Cody's saying the cube is nice, can hold the figure inside. The accessories are meant to slot into the cube, so they are one-sided. All right, there you go. So photos would have to be, or like, so yeah. So for photos, you'd have to be mindful of the direction. All right, so that's fair. Thank you very much. That's what I was like curious about with all of that. And let's see. Jay said, Cody, let's see, is he currently standing your the figure? Yes, but I have no faith in him standing. I have a lot of some Hasbro figures, no problems whatsoever. Any civilian, so anything in like loafers, the hardest time ever. Yeah, like it's definitely hit or miss with Hasbro figures and standing. I don't get it. Let's see. 88 says, I really want to find the discounted Fortnite boat. Ollie's has them for 15. Dude, I'm with you. I was really proud of myself because when that came out, what was it? Was it an $80 boat or $60 boat? I want to say it was $80. And I was immediately going to jump on it as a vehicle, as a 112 vehicle. And then I hit pause because I still haven't made like any kind of water type of diorama. And I was like, all right, I'm going to hold off. And then I saw it for 40. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get this for $40. And I'm like, then you guys were started talking about $15 at Ollie's. And I'm like, yeah, 40 is too much for a thing that I might not. I still have the Bat Boat, the 1966 McFarlane Bat Boat, which I think will scale because it's the open cockpit, you know, but I haven't tried to fit somebody in there. Of course, I'm thinking Deadpool. So I'm hoping, like, I know the 66 Bat Cycle is beautiful for 112 figures. The Batmobile I still haven't opened, but I tried to squeeze a Figuarts in there. And, you know, like they're for the 5, like those McFarlanes are more like 5-inch. So I have that Bat Boat now, so that's going to be my boat. So unless I can find it for super cheap, I don't have an Ollie's by me, but you know, we'll have to see if I can track it down. We have, what do we have? Big Lots here. I have a Burlington Coat Factory. I haven't been there since I've heard people saying that Fortnite figures end up clearance there, but I'm going to have to check that out because maybe I'll track that boat down. Toy Store Guide. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. But yeah, I think that's going to be it, fellas. I think that's going to be it, chat and replay crew. Thank you very, very much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you enjoy the preview of the new formats and the different segments. If you have ideas for segments, please send them my way. You can either comment below on this video. You can hit me up on Instagram, where I am most active, or TikTok, where I do try to stay mildly active, or my Discord. Yimbo Discord's everything, or the TPC Discord as well. Again, usually links are in bio videos to some of this stuff, but hit me up if you ever need a direct link to my Discord or the TPC. Let me know. And tomorrow night, we have Toy Talk coming on at 8:30. Chewy, if you have a guest in store for tomorrow, is it the big one tomorrow or no? But if you have a guest tomorrow, let me know. Or if it's just the boys hanging out, Cox Create, Toy Addict 17, No Chewing, and Toy Father. This past Wednesday, make sure you check out the replay to TooMuchNewToys and J Shots Between Two Sentinels. And then again, Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, they go live, followed by the TPC Top 10, so the Toy Pick community, with me, No Chewing, and Toy Father at 8:45. And yeah, guys, this has been a blast. Thank you so very, very much. I'm going to, say it because it's, again, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for choosing to spend part of your life listening to me talk about toys, getting to pick the brain of one of our industry just awesome individuals. Thank you so much again to Zach Oat for joining me tonight. Next Sunday, I will have Daker the Toy Maker on. I'm probably going to ask 88 Figs if he wants to join, maybe Realm of Toys too, to have a reveal about some additions to the Almighty Legends or changes, upcoming things, exciting stuff. So that's going to be next Sunday. And then we'll see where we go, everybody. So thank you very much again. Just thank you. And I guess that's it. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night. Have a great start to your week. Peace. Love you guys. Have a great one.